G'day guys, if you're thinking of coming to Boracay, this is probably going to be one of the most useful vlogs for you out there. Today we're going to show some accommodation options here on the island. Now when you have a beach as beautiful as this, you want to stay nearby. That's a no-brainer. But of course the cheaper options are farther from the beach. We'll discuss three main options: $50, $100 and $150 a night choices, as well as highlighting two truly budget places. Alright then, let's start with the biggest accommodation provider here in all of Boracay, Henan Resorts. One of the best things about staying at the higher end resorts is you can get a private transfer, and those transfers expedite your trip to the hotel from Cataclan Airport. This is how it went for us.
The hotel picked us up at the airport and whisked us away to their welcome center. And at this point, they separate us depending on which Henan accommodation we're staying at, and they take us to our hotels. And there's our boat number 3. We're heading off to Boracay Island.
And there goes our bag. Oops. It was really beneficial to have booked the private transfer, simply because Henan Resorts have their own port, their own boats and their own minibuses to whisk you to and from their properties. Also, the boat was a smaller boat and was open, unlike the public boats, which are kind of enclosed, a little bit like submarines was my feeling. It didn't feel near as safe or as comfortable on the public boats. Henan Lagoon is a typical 4-star hotel. We booked a premium room on the 4th floor. The room was spacious and clean, and it had a lovely balcony and a great bathroom with bathtub and shower. The internet speed was okay, and the room was quiet. All in all, we were very happy with the room. If I were to find fault with the room, it would be that there aren't near enough electrical outlets, especially in this day and age where everyone's got laptops and devices and camera batteries that need charging, etc. However, I had brought a power board with us, so it didn't make a big difference in our stay. But that's something I would suggest that they upgrade pretty quickly. Put some USB ports in the wall along with a few more outlets. Now the pool area was definitely a selling point for this hotel. It helped convince me to book it. However, on closer inspection of the pool on arrival, I noticed that it was a little dirty, so we didn't end up using it. And lastly, the breakfast buffet. Sadly, it left us wanting. There were very few Western items available, mostly Filipino meat dishes, garlic rice, some noodles. There were no meat options that Westerners are used to. There was no bacon. You had to order poached eggs separately, and it took a very long time for them to come. No hash browns, no grilled tomatoes. They did, however, have pancakes and waffles with mock cream, sadly, but they did have maple syrup, so there was some good there. Coffee was only filter black coffee. There was no option for a cappuccino or anything barista made. And also the juices were empty. Most of the time, a lot of the items were empty or very messy. It was a busy buffet, to be fair, but it could have been handled better by the chef and his team. Now, all in all, we enjoyed our stay at the Henan. The room definitely was the best part of the hotel. What wasn't so great though was the location of the hotel. It was back several roads from the beach, and also about 1.5 kilometre walk to the best part of the beach. If you're keen on a Henan resort, I would definitely go Henan Crystal. Crystal is right on the beach in a beautiful location, and it seems like a newer hotel. Buffet thoughts?
Not a lot of Western options. Very busy, but yeah, it does the trick.
Now for a couple of budget options. You have the A Hostel, 6-bed dorms for about $30 US a night, and Red Cocoa Inn, oldish room, simple room for about $40 to $45 US a night. Of course, these prices fluctuate depending on the season. These are two of the cheaper options back from the beach on the Maiden Drag, a few streets back from White Beach. Now the next place we'll talk about is Johnny's Boutique. It is closer to the beach than the Henan where we stayed before, but it's still back a little ways. It's attached to a very famous restaurant called the Pig Out Bistro, and that's where breakfast is served. The room was quite jaded, and the aircon unit was very old and made a lot of noise. So much so we turned it off and we opened the window, even though the window was just looking straight at another building, and we just slept with fresh air. Bathroom too was small and squeezy, but all in all the room was fine, and for about $50 US a night you couldn't really ask for much more. Now in the morning we were super eager to go for breakfast because what was on offer was their homemade bacon. However, so disappointed it wasn't available. Nonetheless, the breakfast that we did end up receiving a la carte was more than acceptable and one of the best breakfasts we had in all the Philippines, to be honest. And lastly, and perhaps the best place we stayed, Johnny's Beach Resort. This was a solid mid-range option here on Boracay, priced at just under $100 US. Fantastic staff here. Good morning, ladies. The room was good, not great. A big downfall was there was virtually no internet. However, there was a large desk, but on the other hand, it was lacking outlets once again. One of the few places to provide a minibar and slippers. The bathroom was standard, however, water pressure was weak. Johnny's does have a beachside restaurant where breakfast is served. However, this was the worst breakfast we had. The a la carte omelette was awful, along with the dry white bread they served with it. It wasn't edible. It was disappointing because their lunch items were fine. Alright, we hope this little look at some accommodation options here on Boracay Island gives you some food for thought and somewhere to start your search. We do recommend you stay beachside, so don't bother with anything back from the beach unless you're on a really tight budget.
We don't want to go.
No.
I can't believe our time on Boracay is up.
That's right, it's terrible, isn't it?
It is. At least we have some more time in the Philippines.
We do. We're really sad to be leaving Boracay. We've had a fabulous stay. Hopefully we'll be back to more islands in the Philippines before long.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Remember, we're girls on the loose. Catch you next time.
Yeah. See you in Manila.
See you in Manila.